Wilder coming back, our American heavyweight coming back on the 15th. Is it hard to come back from a KO loss and still be
No,
yourself?
what is hard to come back is you gotta learn how to fucking box before you come back.
Thank you, man.
Hey guys. So, them Brock. Take two. They are Brock though. News just in, like, well, PBC, Showtime. What happened? Them Brock. Okay, so I'm going to show you a little snippet and we'll go from there because CEOs I've left the build dizzying. Yeah? Anyway, stand by.
Well, the streaming wars may claim another victim as reports say Paramount is considering merging its Showtime offering into Paramount Plus. The move comes as competition for eyeballs continues to mount. Let's bring in Yahoo Finance's Ali Canal for the very latest on that. Ali.
Hi, Keiko. That's right. And those reports have only been fueled by the latest executive departure at the company. David Nevins, who has run Showtime since 2016, will be exiting his role at the end of the year. And that shakeup suggests that Paramount is open to revamping. Showtime obviously has created some top series like you're seeing on your screen, Billions, Yellow Jackets, Dexter, among others. And the company can really leverage that programming to boost Paramount Plus subscribers. Currently, Paramount Plus has 43.3 million subs with the expectation to reach 100 million by 2023. The exact number of Showtime users is unknown, but across all of its properties, Paramount has about 64 million subscribers. So clearly Paramount Plus is the driving force on the streaming side. Paramount CEO Bob Bakish confirmed last month that these talks were happening as the company looks toward the future. Cord cutting obviously accelerating. Showtime lost about 500,000 subscribers in Q1, according to the CEO. So this is something that we've seen really across the sector as these platforms look to scale, look to compete. We have the combination of HBO Max and Discovery happening this summer. Starz is aiming to separate itself from Lionsgate to merge with other content providers. So consolidation is really just the name of the game at this point, especially as the streaming wars come to a head. But I have to shout out that next week we'll be
500,000 subscribers have left the build dizzy. Basically, David Nevins, who's been there like over a decade, is he's left the build dizzy. After only a year of being elevated to that position of the CEO of the merger of Showtime with their daddy, who is Paramount. So Paramount don't seem to be doing well with Showtime. So Showtime may be leaving the build dizzy. Because if Paramount can't make Paramount Plus work with Showtime, Showtime will have to leave the build dizzy. Because they're looking to consolidate. And those that don't know what consolidate means, it means to join together, oust out the shit, and join together, merge what's the good stuff. And the good stuff doesn't seem to be Showtime. So far, 500,000 subscribers have left the build dizzy. And alongside with Nevin, he's left the build dizzy. So it's, if you remember what they were saying, dead zone in the build dizzy. Oh, we don't want a streaming app. We're boxing on a streaming app in the build dizzy. Oh, where is Showtime going to have to make it work? If it doesn't work for them at Paramount Plus, who, ESPN have their linear channel, which is their terrestrial channel, and then they've got their app, ESPN Plus. So Paramount, their linear, and then there's Paramount Plus. So Paramount Plus, if they can't to make it work with Showtime, they're ousted. They've got no house, they've got no home, they're they've had to leave the building. Clip from Yahoo Finance, and it's talking about what's happening in the corporation with Al Heyman. Yeah, it doesn't look good. People use the words revamping, record labels revamp. Sometimes you get signed to a label, an artist gets signed to a label, and then there's a major reshuffle, and the people that signed you are no longer in the building. So once the reshuffle happens, usually sometimes the artist gets shelved or dropped because the new people are like, well, we didn't sign this artist and we don't see nothing that we would like to further work with them. This is kind of like this, kind of a similar situation, not exactly the same, but similar situation, for the fact that there's going to be a massive shake-up. Showtime is in trouble, basically. Showtime's in trouble. They're going to be homeless with like Ludabella. Yeah. So with Mr. David having to leave Showtime, that shows that there was no shows on time. It wasn't pulling in the numbers, and that's why Showtime have been putting everything from blood clot, ants walking along the street, to birds flying in the sky on PPV. Not everything is PPV. Not everything is PPV in the building. When you don't have no money, this is what happens. So we knew it, we saw it, we said it, and all these PBC fanboys are sickening. Oh, it's a black-owned company. Well, the last time we checked, shouts out to Coach Malachi, he did a whole deep dive on it, and it was Wally Ellen Reid, and there was 6 or 7 white men in the building that was running the company, and they sold their company, sold their stakes off, and they left. And who's with them now? Who's with Showtime now? It's a next set of white people, but Wally and Reid are now suing Al Heyman because they were them. And then to add further salt to injury, we had good old AP about business, about billions, not about PBC, because he comes out and outs them at any given Sunday. Stand by.
It's some crazy shit going on, man. We about to be fighting on Twitter. Man, we about to be fighting on Twitter.
His mama's made snot come out my nose, man.
Hey, man.
On Twitter?
Yeah.
Fuck you and fuck boxing, brother.
Your reaction to the fight,
Fuck you and fuck boxing, brother.
So it looks like AB about billions said they may be having to fight on Twitter because, well, it looks like some of the PBC fighters are fighting on Twitter anyway. You got Tank, you got Errol Spence seems to be undisputed on these Twitter streets. He's got Beer Tarp on Twitter, and he's never got nothing to say when it's to do with the fight. Guess why? Because I only had the snippet of this live, but Adrian Broner goes on to state that Al Heyman doesn't have enough money to pay Spence a guarantee and Bud. So even Spence can't even get no money. He can't even get paid. So he feels shamed, and this is why he's not saying nothing. That's why his mouth is closed in the building. That's why he was capping in the building. That's why they tried to pimp you to Canelo to make money in the building. Canelo didn't want Errol Spence like a hot to trot boyfriend doesn't want his ex-girlfriend in the building. And you got left out of the building. And now all of you lot in the PBC building will have no building. We saw it when Fox said we ain't putting no more money into Showtime. And we saw their schedule diminish, and we saw that I think that's with the Wally and Reid and all of that. Yeah, it all tied up with Showtime, Wally and Reid. It's all a big mess. And Fox's I think PBC have only got two fights left on the Fox, on the schedule. It's bare. There's nothing going on there either. And yeah, so that's why we couldn't get the Spence-Crawford fight. So everybody that was talking about sign the contract, 92, 63, 54. No, it doesn't make no sense. But when does it make sense over there? 78, 22, 100, 0. Just sign the contract with those types of numbers. So everybody's gone quiet in the building. All the PBC fanboys in the building seem to have left the building. Maybe because they've had to pack up and leave the building. Because the building is in foreclosure. We go on all day today on this, but I'll show some mercy in the building. What happens when you don't want to make the big fights and you become cancerous to the sport? And I've said this time and time again that I find PBC, Al Heyman, because, Stephen Espinosa now, he's going to have to now be in charge and have to say, well, that can't happen and that can't happen. Because I've got to, make my boss up there happy. And if that doesn't work, you're going to have Stephen Espinosa maybe be called, he may call himself, you may see him called Stephen Espinosa. In the building. All the fighters that that fight, like, that's why they're not fighting hard. The lower tier fighters, which is about, the roster's about 156 people on the roster. We only know 5 of the fighters on that roster that make money. So, the other 130 odd plus, maybe they'll have to go to Matchroom. Maybe they'll have to go to DAZN. Maybe they'll have to go to Queensbury. Maybe they'll have to go to Golden Boy. Maybe they'll have to go to, did I say DAZN? Maybe they'll have to go to Sky, Boxer. Anywhere but PBC, because PBC don't look like it's going to have a P or a B or a C to C with. The sea that they're on is the Titanic, and that ship is sinking. Jump off and leave at your own peril. Abort mission, because Al will leave or not dead there. Let me just translate. Get out of patois mode. Al will leave you lot there. Al will make a new business. Al will make back-end promotions, BEP, in the building. Them Brock. Al will be, you see him next, whispering in Tiger Woods' ears. Al will be in golf, like, in a couple of months, you know what I mean? If you like PBCU, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I see someone today say, Paramount Boxing Champions. I don't want to do too much editing because, you know what I mean? I'm tired, man, child. Anyway, news in. PBC's in problems. Them Brock. Showtime are being consolidated, and their father up above, no, it's not Al Heyman, it's Paramount, are putting the squeeze on them, and they're not making the money. And with losing 500,000 subscriptions. That's what happens when you laugh at other people. And you laugh at other people and you're quick to say this and that and this and that and that and this. And then look what happens. Them Brock. Anyway, I'm gone. Hey girl, it's LadyChann rap none less. Come watch with CHANN. CHANN. Paramount Boxing Champions. Yeah.